Good morning. This morning I would like to talk about a phenomenon in deep space, the nebulae. From the time that we came down out of the trees, humans have been mesmerized by the dark infinities of the night sky. In all of the ancient civilizations, intelligent individuals studied the sky to try to ascertain the truth of reality. However, in all the 2.6 million years that we have been on Earth, we are the first humans who have been able to see what is actually out there. With the lifting of the Hubble telescope above the Earth's atmosphere in the 1990s, humans became able to see across light years to the far reaches of the universe. And what we discovered out there is astonishing. At the beginning of his career, Einstein thought that our galaxy was the only galaxy in the universe. Now we know, and we can actually see, that there are billions of galaxies. We can now observe sublime beauty floating in the blackness of the cosmos. We can see the nebulae drifting in between the stars and self-luminous like gigantic lit-up flowers in space. The Hubble telescope has allowed us to take pictures of these phenomenal clouds, which we can examine at our leisure. Let's exercise right now our privileged status as the first humans on Earth to be able to see these sights. So what are nebulae? The word nebulae means clouds. They are giant clouds of dust and gas, sometimes hundreds of light years across, that are formed from the material of exploding stars and found sometimes around exhausted stars. They are star-forming regions. They have been called star nurseries and may contain thousands upon thousands of incubating protostars. They are engaged in the vast processes that create stars and solar systems. Nebulae begin to form when gravity pulls dust and gases together. Gravity also acts to collapse the gases that are present, such as hydrogen, helium, and nitrogen, and collapse also the heavy elements that they may contain, such as carbon, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and iron. As they clump together in greater and greater density, they attract further matter. Nebulae are highly colored, bright, and luminous. Deep space is not the completely black void that we have imagined. It is full of these highly colored, swirling, gigantic, colorful flowers. They shine in three ways. Some contain radiation that ionizes the gases in them and makes them glow. Some are illumined by the stars that they host, lit from the inside. Some are translucent and are lit up from the starlight behind them. They shine with different colors because of the elements that are burning or ionized within them. Each element glows with its own color as it burns. All stars, planets, and solar systems are formed from nebulae. This is our source. This is where we came from. Our origin is in the nebulae. In a very literal way, we are stardust. Our bodies are made from carbon. The only way that carbon enters the universe is through exploding stars, through the titanic explosions of supernovas. The carbon in our bodies was blown out by exploding stars and found its way through space to Earth. Over time, it became the protoplasm of our bodies. When we look at these nebulae, we are looking at our origins. The unfolding of the universe from the Big Bang to us is a single, uninterrupted, creative event that has stretched over a period of 13.7 billion years. We are the cosmos itself in its latest form. We come from the depths and immensity of deep space, and we are also the latest model of this animal that we call human. We are 13.7 billion years old. Only in our lifetime have we become evolved and conscious enough to realize this. What we are seeing here is primal creativity. It is the raw, unvarnished creativity of the cosmos. We are also seeing regions where invisible, living being passes over into the realm of matter. Nebulae are the birthing of the matter-based universe that we live in. Another place that being passes over from the invisible realm to the visible, material realm is in space itself. In every cubic foot of space throughout the universe, microparticles are emerging from space, from nothingness, from their waveforms, and instantly disappearing back into space. This has been called quantum foam. Space is not empty, as we have thought. It is full. It is a plenum. The universe is not made up of separate pieces, as we have thought. It is a unity, one thing, a singularity. There are no separate parts. This changes everything in our system of reality. It totally changes our old worldview. Our understanding of our world was formed on the basis of separateness. If the universe is a single thing, rather than composed of many parts, we have to rethink everything. This means that we do not exist separately from everything around us. We are the universe itself. It means that the 13.7 billion year history of the cosmos is our history. It means that if anything exists anywhere in the universe, then it exists everywhere, because there are no localized regions to harbor differences. It means that livingness, consciousness, intelligence, and creativity exist everywhere in the cosmos. The universe is one vast web of interconnection with its own qualities. It can be regarded as a field of being that is alive, aware, intelligent, and unfolding itself. Or, alternatively, it can be regarded as a vast field of subatomic particles. Each one of those tiny particles is alive. Each one of them is talented. Together, they aggregate or cluster together to temporarily create the forms that we see around us, including ourselves. But nothing in the field is permanent. Eventually, the clusters dissolve, old forms disappear, and the particles recycle themselves into new forms. This means that absolutely everything around us, everything in the cosmos, is sacred and divine, because everything is made of living, divine particles. It means that livingness is inherent in everything, in both animate and inanimate objects. The entire universe is a vast sea of life, a vast ocean of living being, constantly shape-shifting and metamorphosing itself into new configurations. We are a part of this miraculous, astonishing process. Ancient Hinduism called the unified field Brahman. Their way of saying it was, he is everything. It is the same vision that quantum physics proposes today. Here is a quote from the Vedanta from 3,500 years ago. He is fire and the sun. He is the moon and stars, the air and the sea. He is this boy and that girl. He appears in countless different forms. He is the beginning and he is the end. He is the source of all things. Each type of living being is distinct and different. But when we pierce the veil of difference, we see the unity of all beings. This new vision of reality is not yet complete. It is still being formed. It is still a stretch to get our minds around it. But in this new reality, a new universe is forming, in our lifetime and right before our eyes. The old worldview, which is now dying, was formed out of the work of Isaac Newton and René Descartes about 400 years ago. Newton saw the universe as dead, empty space, with separate parts moving through it, colliding and transferring energy to each other. Descartes saw the universe as a dead mechanical mechanism, with the parts revolving around each other, somewhat like a clock. Both men focused exclusively on the material layer of life. This is not a fit universe to live in. Many people across the Earth's surface are now refusing to live any longer in a dead and lifeless universe. Quantum physics has now opened a doorway that may release us from this bardo, which has left our civilization in despair and desolation, with nothing sacred, deep, mysterious, and magnificent to be a part of. Today, we are on the edge of a new and fresh reality system and a new universe. The new phase can be seen appearing everywhere. It will eventually move us beyond separateness, into a new and waiting field consciousness. We are evolving rapidly.